Welcome to episode 8 of The Life of a TV Addict. It's been 8 weeks of our TV addiction. I'm Sasha. I have my friend here,
Notorious FPG.
And we're going to give you our week in TV.
Yeah.
So you want to start off?
We can start off. Last week we were talking about This Is Us and why their ending didn't make sense, knowing that they were being renewed. So I did a little research, and I got a big list of shows that have been canceled.
Oh my God.
They may not have received the axe officially, but some of them have not ordered new episodes past the original 13 that was taped, which is usually you're not coming back either.
All right, so let's go through
So let's start off. I'm going to give you some. You tell me whether you were ever watching these shows.
Okay.
Masters of Sex on Showtime?
Think
I
I'm a master in sex. I don't need anybody to help me with that. So that's why I was never in.
Masters and Johnson, that was what the whole show was about. I thought it was really good, but the way they ended, I could see it not coming back because it ended with the two main characters getting married. And you kind of know that they do more sex research and do all of that. So It was more about the personal life. So I could see it ending. Duck Dynasty. Just for the people who may watch Duck Dynasty. We don't know.
You know what? Let me tell you. I hated on those fuckers. You know why? Because these people made so much fucking money from the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was blowing up, and at the time I was in school, so I wasn't really watching a lot of nonsense TV. And I'm like, what the fuck do they do? Do they shoot ducks? They sell ducks? They're like, no, they make these whistles.
The duck calls. Yep.
Get the fuck out of here. So I'm happy for them.
So it's in season, they're going to do season 11, and that's it. They're not coming back.
Get the fuck out of here.
Conviction, did you ever see that? That was with the one from Agent Carter. It was about overturning convictions of people that were wrongly put in jail.
Is it with the young girl and she was heading up this law program?
Right.
And they only
it was
got
on
one
ABC.
season.
Yeah.
One season. Yeah, that shit was whack.
They did 13 episodes and it said no more have been ordered, so it's probably not coming back.
You know what the problem was with that show is that they had good stories as far as the cases, but they brought so much of her personal life in.
Right.
Nobody cares.
It wasn't about that anymore.
Yeah, nobody fucking cares. Ugh. Okay, so far I'm not missing any of this shit.
Workaholics on Comedy Central. Did you ever watch that?
Nope, never even heard of it. So
The Nick on Cinemax.
Now that's your show you talked about.
That's my show. I almost shed a tear when that slide went past. I almost shed a tear. I mean, they're done. They're not even going to do a closing season. Nothing. It's a wrap.
You know what? Let me say this. I hate when they do that with TV because I used to watch this, was it called The Cape or something? He was just, and they literally cut this shit in the middle of the season and was like, that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I got questions. And they like, well, y'all can go online and go figure that shit out. Because so many people kept saying, like, what happened? We want it. And then they put it online and you had to go there. But I hate when they do that. Fucking with our feelings.
So literally, you've only had 2 episodes of this show. And it's already been canceled. Doubt with Laverne Cox. Did you ever watch?
Oh, no. That's the show I meant. Last week when I said they canceled till right after, is that they, oh my God, what was the girl name from Grey's Anatomy? I hated this bitch. She was on the show.
Oh, I never.
Izzy.
Oh, okay. I don't even know who she was in real life.
I can't remember her name, but she was such a bitch.
But so Laverne wasn't a primary character. She wasn't the lead.
Well, she was on it. She wasn't the lead.
Okay.
No, the show was about Izzy, and they canceled it after 2 episodes,
Yeah, 2
I believe.
episodes is a wrap.
Yeah, good for that bitch.
Portlandia. Ever?
Portlandia.
The guy from Saturday Night Live.
It's a comedy or something, and it's about this weird town.
Season 8 is a wrap.
Oh, man, I should have got into that.
Blunt Talk.
That's on Showtime.
Stars with
Stars.
Sir Patrick Stewart. He was a talk show host and radio show host.
What's the guy name from Star Trek? Dr. Spock or whatever.
No. Patrick Stewart, the guy from Star Trek Next Generation. He played, I forget what his captain name. No, Spock on the movie or on
Star Trek.
No, this guy from Leonard Nimoy, he dead.
The guy from Star Show, that's not the guy from Star Trek?
No, that's Sir Patrick's. It's Star Trek The Next Generation, the one that Whoopi Goldberg was on, and he's from that Star Trek.
But it's the Star Trek TV show, right?
Yeah, Next Generation.
Okay, you got me thinking I'm again? I'm like,
yeah, but it's called Star Trek Next Generation.
I ain't no fucking nerd now.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know the name, but I knew it was in Blunt Talk because they had this.
It was like a half-hour comedy.
Yeah, they had the black guy. What was his name?
The one from the Steve Harvey movie.
Yes, he was on there.
Yeah.
All right, but I won't miss that shit.
No, you won't miss that. Salem. Did you ever watch that on WGN? It was about the Salem witches and.
No.
Okay, season 3. That's a wrap. Murder in the First with.
Tay Diggs.
Yeah, that's got
canceled.
that
was my show.
That got canceled. Sorry.
Oh no, that was my show. Because it would come on in the off season.
Yeah.
So, oh man.
I don't know if they're gonna if they have a season coming out and then it's done, but whatever is in the can now is it. It's not coming back. It wasn't
that type of show where you needed closure because every season closed.
Right.
Everything was wrapped up. Yeah. Okay. So it should be okay.
Halt and Catch Fire on FX.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Okay. Yeah, I never watched it really. The Strain. Now that was one show I watched. About the vampires and the worms and got canceled. Sorry, Mr. Engineer.
They last season.
No, well, we're gonna get season 4.
That's the last season.
And then that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last season.
It's not coming back.
The book is still out. That's the end anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, see, they made it seem like they got canceled for bad reasons.
No, I never heard of that one.
They're gonna make something up.
Bloodline, Netflix show.
No, I never heard of it.
Never heard of it with the brothers, and the brothers were doing. One of the brothers was Cain killed Abel. It was. Never saw it. It was pretty good. Also on Netflix, Marco Polo.
Oh, my husband watches that.
Done. And Feed the Beast.
No, I've never heard of that shit.
They got one season on FX with the guy from Friends, Schwimmer from Friends. Yeah. Mistresses. I thought this was your show.
Yes, but not the. Okay, so that was my show, but the UK version. I wasn't a fan of the ABC version.
Okay,
because I hate when we get TV over here, we get TV shows over here, and we water them down so much.
Right.
The UK version was excellent.
Wasn't that the same thing with what was that one? Football Wives or something. The UK had the version, and it was hot and steamy and crazy.
And then they brought it here.
And it was like so PG. It was ridiculous.
They water everything down.
There's only one show that the UK had that we made better, and that's Shameless.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Shameless.
I agree.
Well, I think that we benefited from making Shameless so far after they did because we were able to see what they didn't like over there. Mm-hmm. And the one thing they really didn't like was Fiona and the other guy leaving the show so early.
Right.
And we were able to keep them in and keep the show about that family.
That family.
So I guess, listen, we just need some time and then we could get the
and then we could get it right. I think this one's going to hurt your heart though.
What?
Pretty Little Liars. Isn't that your show?
I used to watch Pretty Little Liars,
you
but
don't
I've
watch
been
it anymore.
out. No, because I was like, listen, I don't got all my fucking life to find out who the fuck A is. Tell me or leave me the fuck alone. But my daughter does watch it.
You don't know who she is?
Oh, I can't remember now. I forgot. It's been so many years. I binged it.
Right.
But this got to be...
So this is season 7. That's going to be the end.
Because they have real seasons, not like the seasons we're used to now.
Right.
Where you get summer season, spring season, winter season. They have like once a year.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. That's all they have. So it's been so long. But I was like, fuck y'all. I'm over it. But my daughter watches it.
It was some other shows on the list, but these were the ones that the names kind of stuck out. And I was like, oh, I've heard of that. Oh, I've heard of that too. So... if you watch any of those shows, they're not coming back. But there is one good thing. So we know American Crime Story is coming back. Mm-hmm. And they're going to do the Gianni Versace murder this year.
Oh,
that was so OJ, right. He killed him right on the street in front of his house.
Stalker. Yeah, that was bad.
And now the other renewal that kind of surprised me, Rob and China. Why are we getting this?
I thought they got canceled. No,
I thought they were broken up. So how is it even second season?
Let me tell you, to be 100, them motherfuckers were never together. Honestly,
well,
she like, let me have this baby, get my $5 million.
I don't know, but so I hope you don't watch any of those shows that
I
really
didn't
mentioned.
watch any. I won't miss any of those.
Well, then your TV schedule is pretty much still intact. Then.
All right, so let's get to this weekend TV. I guess we could start a little differently this week. I got at the top of my list American Crime.
Okay.
this week we were actually right with our prediction last week that and I thought it was Jimmy Smith. I'm not racist, I promise y'all I'm not. I don't think all Latinos look alike. I promise y'all I don't. But I don't know why the fuck I thought it was Jimmy.
I don't know either.
But his name is Benito Martinez. That's the actor. And his character name is Lewis, and he came to America to actually find his son.
Yes. And he can speak English.
Yes, he can speak
English. That was the shocker. Not even so much that we were right about this. I thought he would be just trying to finagle, not knowing much English. People would be able to pull the wool over his eyes. Saying, oh, he's saying this where they're not really saying that.
Well, I thought that's why he did it. I didn't think it wasn't a shocker to me. Because again, we knew he was looking for something.
Right.
So I always figured he got to know some English. Yeah. But I thought that he did it purposely because I don't want anybody to think I'm too smart. I want them to talk around me. I mean, these fucking the art of war, these the tactics. Yeah, you want them to sit there and talk and you be able to listen without them knowing you're listening. Yeah. So it wasn't a shocker to me. I didn't think so. What was a shocker to me was that now they're actually using white people, heroin addicts, as Mexicans, I guess.
I mean,
as immigrant labor now.
Well, this is the kid who played the son in the last season, the gay one that was. Yeah, so it totally took me by surprise. To me, he looks so different. And I mean, I know it's been a year or whatever, but he looks so older now. And I don't know if they are purposely making him look like the drugs are taking a toll. But yeah, but I'm still wondering about the connection between the guy on the ranch and him. Is there supposed to be a love connection?
No, it was clear. He picked them up and
remember the guy was telling him don't make no connections with these. These are your workers. You're not supposed to have any sort of preference. When the guy fell out in the grove and he was, you need to get up, blah, blah, blah. But then he gives him money for the drugs to get right. Well,
because the guy tells him, you got to keep them high. That they're the new, basically, slave labor. And so what? This is what he's on. He gets high, keep him high, so he can stay working and stay loyal to this and stay addicted to you.
I didn't get
so
that.
That's why he gave him some here's your drugs, get your shit together and make sure you back out in the fields tomorrow.
Right.
I didn't take it as love. I took it as that this guy, because of course he had to come up this way also. Right. But being from Mexico or whatever, he was an immigrant. Yeah. And he was just caring. That's it. Just not anything. I just care about people. And the other guy's telling him, no, you can't care about these people. You need to see them for what they are. And I think he even says something like, white people are the new Mexicans or some shit like that he says.
I must have missed.
He calls them. Well,
my ADD must have kicked.
Not just white people. He made mention that they addicted to the pills and whatever.
Drug
and
addicts,
he said, I think maybe that's what he said. These drug addicted white people are the new Mexican or something like that. But I thought that shit was shocking to me.
Yeah, it was just funny watching the new overseers. We know. African American history, there were blacks on the plantation that governed the slaves that were there. Their labor, and they didn't get paid, but they got better rations, better things, and it's wow, this is still going on.
That's what I think is amazing.
It's just so shocking
that still goes on.
And then, but I wonder if you were to say that to them, don't you know this is a history? They would probably totally deny it and not see it as something that blacks did, something that has always gone on in slavery. It's so sad.
Shit, I don't think they could deny that. That shit is fact.
Well, but I don't know that they would see it as the same slaves trade as what we had in America in that time. I don't think they would see themselves on that same level as what black slave overseers were doing.
Making the choice to come.
Right.
Whereas opposed to us where we had no choice. We were brought here and then we had to adapt and do whatever. Where they're making the choice and then they're adapting to what's going on. But they're basically being treated as
Now, what did you think about this, the family covering up the fire, though?
Oh, my Walmart family, like I like to call them. That now. When I say this type of, you'll be amazed that this shit actually goes on in America.
Yeah.
And when she goes on to the computer, she like, why isn't there a story? 14 people, or 15 people died.
Yeah.
And they're happy
and
that
I
it's
think
not a story.
She's going to be the problem child because she's marrying into this family and she's going to be the rabble rouser of, so wait, you have these trailers with 20 people living in them. You bolt the windows and you're not letting their families know or anything that they died in a fire. You have no way of contacting anyone to let them know. And you're covering it up and you're trying to make money. She's going to be a problem.
What was it with the chicken? Yeah, that, I don't know. I just was amazed that this goes on. But what was it with the chicken wire? He said that they put the chicken wire or
he put it on them that they do it to keep people from getting into the trailers when they're not there. But I don't know that I didn't necessarily believe that. I think they probably locked those doors at night when those people would go in there and go to bed, and that was their way of keeping them from escaping. I don't believe that they would do that. Because this is their community. They are all probably coming together over a campfire, pooling their resources just to get a decent meal.
Oh, no, I can see them stealing from each other.
I don't know.
What the fuck? Oh, I definitely was stealing.
First of all, I don't see them leaving anything of value.
What could they have? Yeah. But
they probably have everything on them when they go out into that grove.
But some of them make money because...
They only get paid Fridays. What do they do?
Yeah, well, that was the thing, because when they were talking about it before, he was like, well, where's my money from the farm? And he's like, well, you don't get any yet because you got to pay all of these other debts. But some of them do get money because the one that gave the white guy the drugs, those two. But
they're the overseers.
Money. Yeah, so.
They're the ones that are not sleeping in those units. So they're locking them at night when everybody else goes in.
But I'm sure they sleep in something similar. I doubt they're getting treated that much better.
I mean, you may get a trailer with only 2 people in it instead of 20.
Maybe 15. Don't get carried away now.
Yeah.
But that one I'm interested in. We saw Regina King that she's trying to get pregnant by...
Is this her sister? That was weird. Yeah,
I don't know where they're going with that.
Yeah. Because it's like she knows the wife. I wonder, does the wife know their connection? And now he's going to propose to the wife about making a baby with her? Girl. That was strange.
What do you think happened to Lewis's son?
I think... Wait, which one's Lewis?
Benito, the one from...
I think we're going to find him in the sex trade. I think him and Regina King may have either crossed paths or they're going to. And that may be how the story intersects. I'm not sure, though. But that's my guess right now. Mm-hmm. But now what about our Shay? She's pregnant. Do you think she can even track who the father is?
Oh, my God, the girl in the thing. Let me tell you, and I don't know why I didn't write this down because I thought what she said was so important. When she goes into that home or whatever, and she says, they like, listen, it's 8 to a room and this and this and that, and she compares it to her life with her pen. Yeah. She said, well, with him, it was only 6 of us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That really, because then she's like, well, maybe it wasn't that bad.
What was the difference?
Yeah, like maybe it
wasn't
wasn't
that bad. You're still forcing me to do things I don't want to do because you're telling me I got to go to chapel. You're telling me I got to do these things. Like, they see it as doing something for her own good, but that was what the pimp thought too. He was taking her off the streets. He was giving her a place to stay. He was feeding her. How is she supposed to see a difference between the two of these entities in her life controlling her?
Yeah, I think. Oh wait, did they arrest her pimp? No, they arrested the John.
Right.
So maybe the baby will be the link to them getting the pimp because if it's his baby and the DNA, they don't need her to do anything.
Right.
So that would just be.
But then wouldn't they just be charging him with statutory rape? He wouldn't be charged necessarily with prostitution.
Well, I think if they got him, wouldn't they get the other kids that he has and all the other stuff?
Maybe.
I don't know. But I thought that part where she compares that life in that home to being with her parents.
It was sad. Sad.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my, I guess, and after a while, I'm sure she began to normalize what she was doing and what was going on in her life.
Yeah.
In order to adapt and be able to get on with her days.
And not fall into the pit. But it's like...
That was really... But I don't know where that's going to go. I'll be watching tonight. I'm definitely going to be watching that. Yeah. That's like must-see TV now. So what do you have up next?
You want to go Shots Fired? Because I really enjoyed that.
I have that, yeah. I watched
that was your pick?
Yes. Because it had Mac Wild as Sanaa Lathan.
Yes. I didn't realize her partner, though. He's well-known, too. He was in Race. He played Jackie Owens.
No, I didn't know who he was.
Is it Jackie Owens? Did I say that? The one who raced in Germany, the Olympics, in front of Hitler. Who was that? Okay, anyway,
I don't know.
He played in Race. That was his big movie that he was the lead in, and he actually ran.
And he is sexy.
He is. Ooh, girl, that chocolate when he was sitting on the side of the bed.
Yes, God. But so then we have the reverse here. Instead of the black unarmed victim being shot by police, we have a white
Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens.
Oh, okay. We have a white guy being shot by the police, and then we see the mother, who is my girl, Jill Hennessy from Law and Order.
Yep.
She's on there, and then we see how the community reacts to this.
The genius of this show is the fact that the victim is white. That is just the genius of it, because I think it makes everyone who has ever said, if they would have just done what the police said, they wouldn't, to these unarmed black teenagers. I think it just holds up the mirror to, are you saying the exact same thing? Is that your exact same rationale?
When it's a
white victim and a black cop. Are you using that same excuse? And the answer's going to be no. I'm sorry. That's just my feelings. The answer's going to be no. You're going to think the black cop did something wrong, which is how the episode closes. You think he has these already preconceived
because I was about to say, they show a video of him when he passed the academy, and he say, now I can shoot crackers legally.
Yes.
So,
to me, I mean, this show is just, it just put everything into a whole nother avenue, because when you see unarmed black teenagers or older, not necessarily teenagers, being shot, do we get a graduation photo? Do we get a nice photo? What do we get? A mugshot. He's a victim. He's dead, but you're showing me a mugshot. It made me think of even the guy who got killed in New York this week, stabbed by the man from Baltimore. The opening article said, oh, he was a 11-time convicted felon. He's dead, stabbed, doing nothing, but you're still making him the wrong party.
As opposed to being...
Yeah, so Shots Fired is just holding up that mirror, and I love it. And it's got a little trap music. I love the soundtrack, too.
Well, what did you think about... I think I had about them choosing this black prosecutor and him being a willing participant in being their pawn, because they actually, I mean, when they bring him in, they say, listen, we vetted all of you, you're all on law review, we all this and that, and basically telling him, listen, we need a black person.
Yeah.
We went through all the black people we could find here, and y'all all are basically at the top,
right?
Which I hated also. And now we're gonna choose you,
right?
And he wants this. I mean, I guess we saw that he's going to try to make it where he's going to do the right thing. He's going to seek justice and not consider them as race. Consider their race or anything like that. But he accepted the position knowing we're using you as a pawn.
Right.
And like I talked about with somebody else, is that in the prosecutor's office, at some point, you could go this way, find everything, and think like, listen, we shouldn't go after this guy. We should let him off or whatever. And if your boss come down and say, no, we want him on trial, and that's what it is.
But I think it's one of those things where no matter which way the case goes, he's going to be seen as the problem. He either didn't do it well enough, or he did it too well and got a murderer off. You know what I'm saying? So no matter who had got picked, I think it was not a win-win. If you're going to accept it and you're going to say, okay, I'll be your pawn, you have to maybe do it to your own
advantage.
Yeah, like work it to your own advantage, and maybe have people see that you are going to be impartial totally, or like, yeah, I'm going to get this brother off, or, you know what I mean? Like, however I don't know if you have to bring your personal into it to make it better, but I think he knew it was a lose situation either way. He wasn't going to come out smelling like roses. Because after the speech, he had the mayor and the police chief mad at him. And then he goes and tries to, befriend the little hood boy, and they jump him. So it's like everybody's going to see you as the Uncle Tom, technically.
Well, and that was another thing. When he went to the hood and he talks to the guys and he tries to relate to them because his brother is a football player,
right?
And they beat him up, and it's like that they see him as being a cop and trying to convict the black guy,
right? And
without hearing him out or anything. And then but what he uncovers, the kid tells him, you need to go talk to such and such. You're looking in the wrong direction. And she tells him about another situation
with her son.
Yes. Yeah. And so then he starts to go in that direction.
Right.
But then he gets jumped.
Which was so ironic to me that the kid points him in this direction and then still is like, yeah, but we don't trust you. Bam, bam, bam. But we're going to give you some clues. And then I don't even know that they are for Mac Wild's character, because they seem to see him as an Uncle Tom cop too. So it's not even like, oh no, we going to help you not. We here for Mac Wilds. They not here for the white boy either, though. The white victim.
The thing is that in that community, and especially with minorities, there's just a certain distrust for police. Anyway, period. We just don't trust you. We don't want you in our neighborhood because of what you do. And I took it as that. But then we see a car chasing the black kid who told him where to go at the end. And who do you think is in the car? I was supposed to rewatch this last night because it's so many different theories. I'm
not really sure that it's a white. I'm not really too sure it's white people. I'm thinking they thought he was going to help the cop. They was mad at him for giving the cop the info and pointing him in a direction. So if it is a kind of thing they're trying to beat him up, I would be surprised, because I'm like, where did these white racists get the information that he was the one talking to the cop? There was no, you know what I mean? Did the cops tell them? Now that could be the other option, that it was cops chasing him because he was pointing this guy in the direction of stuff going on in the department. You know, because there was a cop car at the end of the road just sitting watching Sinai and the prosecutor talk to these kids.
So I was about to say the other theory is that it's white cops chasing him, and I'm not convinced that it's white cops. Yeah. And then one other aspect we saw in the show was we saw the prosecutor's brother, who happens to be a big football player,
right?
And apparently the prosecutor was actually a baseball player, and they thought that he was going to be the one who made it. Yeah. And he says
it's a little sibling rivalry between these two. And I mean, he's shading him for being smart, and he's shading him for being, a dumb athlete or jock. Do you think he was really mad too that then Sinai went home with the brother?
I don't know if he was mad, but I guess what I took from it, even when they had that discussion at the table, is that I'm doing something that's important. I made a decision to forgo all of that and to help out my community and try to make a difference in the justice or whatever. And you mother effer, all you do, you run the football, you do whatever, you don't give a fuck about anybody, and then she goes home with you.
Right.
And he's like,
even though he tells her she's not his type.
Yeah, she like, and you don't matter to him.
Right.
Like, I guess it's that frustration again of that.
Him always winning, maybe. Like, kind of, it seemed like the brother was always the preferred one, though. Like, even though the younger brother.
And the fame.
Right. Even though the younger brother played sports and, is up and coming in a prosecutor and stuff, I'm sure he maybe has that, I can't win in our parents' eyes. It seems like there was something going on in that family where maybe the brother with the athletic prowess of football was preferred.
Well, I think that basically it seemed like he was preferred, or he was the one because he makes the money, he's famous.
Right.
And like even a brother said something like, you were the one with the billion. They said you had $1 billion arm, but look, mama live in the house I bought her, and this and that. So to say like, you may have been more talented than me in athletics and everything. You probably would have been $1 billion, made $1 billion. But so what? You didn't. I'm doing it. Right. And now, so it could go. I think it's going a little both ways. That the brother is jealous of him in a certain way for foregoing that and for doing what he believed in. Where now the brother is basically, he's this football player, he's making a ton of money, he has the fame, but you're doing a lot of what other people want you to do. And what other people expect of you, as opposed to what you want. So I would love to see how that plays out, because that's something that's big in our community. Everybody going to NFL or the NBA, and then how the other people who actually just live their dreams, work regular jobs, or become prosecutors are treated and viewed in our community. But yeah, I'm definitely here for shots fired.
Before we go though, we have to talk about Sanaa. Did you? I was not prepared for her to be this butch and this, like, I wasn't prepared for that. I guess I always see her as the good girl. Like, she usually plays these good girl characters. And I was like, wait, you throwing vases at bitches and you slutting out in the back of the limo? Like, I was not prepared at all for her with that in this character.
Oh, that wasn't really what shocked me. That wig she had on was bothering me all mother effing night. I was like, come on, y'all could not find this girl a better wig. A better fucking wig. Like, I just could not take it. I think certain parts of it was the show like that, she's like one of the guys, and how she's conformed to that. What's the name? But she's also soft, because when she's with her daughter, she wants to play and everything. And when she went off on that lady, I'm like, yeah, bitch, like.
No, that was another thing I was shocked at, because at first, and maybe I guess this is just me with my presumptions, I thought they were lesbians and this was their child when the woman first came in the room. So then when this man appeared, I was like, who is that? Wait, you had sex with this man? Really? I really thought, and then that made me even more mad, because I'm like, wait, this bitch ain't even like a mother. She the stepmother, and she telling you that you gotta send your child to bed because you ain't gonna be. She needed that vase thrown at her head, because you need to know your role, ho.
I think that, oh yes, I was definitely, when she said, you yelling at my child again, I'm like, exactly. Like, what the fuck? But now they won't even let the kid talk to her, and I want to see how that plays out, because she asked the lawyer, like, listen, I need some advice.
Apparently they served her with custody full custody, and not maybe no visitation or supervised. We don't know, but it was something that really upset her, and they served her with.
Shit, so. The fact that when I go to FaceTime my child and she doesn't pick up, that would have been number one.
But obviously she's always had these anger issues. He's accusing her of. He said, you know, you were going to get help last year. We've been dealing with this. Now, is this something? What I would like to see if the show explores, I guess, is if this is something that just popped up, something that happened to her in the last year that changed.
I don't know. We're going to see that. I know that the writers and Hollywood and everything, they're really going into the step parent roles, and more specifically with fathers getting custody, being a primary parent of primary residence, and all of those other things. It's on this one, it's on The Affair, it's on other shows we've been watching, and I mean, it's interesting because I don't have any insight into that life, and I like to see how that plays out and how that happens. We also seeing it now on Big Little Lies, which I guess would be a perfect segue into that.
Hey, girl.
Big Little Lie, I know. I mean,
love it.
I don't care what happens with the show. When Emmy time comes, I'm checking all of the boxes for you on my little ballot that I keep at my house. But, I mean, it'll be important to me. I don't know if it'll do anything for y'all, but Big Little Lies. Okay.
So what stuck out with you the most in this episode?
One thing, we seeing more violence with Perry.
Definitely escalating.
And Celeste. And she's going to get help from the therapist.
I don't know that she's going to continue, though.
Getting your help?
You didn't. Maybe I was wrong. After that and she went and grabbed the kids and stuff, I'm thinking, oh shit, she about to run. Mm-hmm. And you go and meet him at the airport and have this loving reunion, making out in the middle of the... I don't know. I was like, I don't know that the psychologist made any dent in her armor as far as him.
Because then on this episode, we also see her going more and more into putting on more makeup, covering up more bruises, and that is starting to seem like it's getting out of control. Now, as far as that, I think that it's an image that she wants to portray. That we're this perfect family and that everything is great and that she's trying to hold it together. And then when she speaks to the therapist and the therapist is basically like, this shit ain't right.
Yeah. And
you need to get help. Like,
when she asked her, have you ever felt like you were going to die?
And then they showed the scene. Yeah.
I said, that should have been your cue right there, that this is not normal. Your normal is not normal. Cause
I was just like, yeah, this shit getting out of hand. It was just getting more and more. And then as far as with the kids, I guess that's her thing also. Like, it doesn't have an effect on the kids. We live
that
this
we've seen yet.
I know. Because we never found out what happened to the fucking hippo leg. I mean,
hippo just losing all kinds of body parts. So I'm not sure that... I'm thinking one of her kids is the one that's beating up on poor Amabella. And this is where it's going to come out. Don't say nothing. Don't make a face even.
I know, but I had to make the face because I was so proud. But
you can't. You can't. But this is where I'm thinking they're trying to tell, like, you have this conception that, oh no, they're not seeing it. They have no idea that any of this is going on. And in real life, behind their pre-K 5-year-old doors, they fighting bitches too.
And I think and that's another thing about the show, because the show has the ability to put together all of these different parts at the same time, as opposed to when you're reading a book, you're reading chapter by chapter and you're trying to piece it together.
Right.
Is that on the show, you can see the different aspects playing out at the same exact time.
Right.
So you can come to different conclusions earlier on and then you would have.
It's like a reverse octopus kind of, like you see all these legs, but you don't see the head yet. Like all these things are coming in to intersect. Doing an
excellent job on this show.
Now I'm gonna tell you the other part of this show that is, I don't know, it just evokes so much emotion is the music. I don't know who picked out these songs and this music.
What is her Chloe plays?
They need to be, now that's a nomination that I can get behind, because that closing song, I was just sitting there.
And what was it? Get the oh my God. It was like an angry song though, right? And she was young. Oh my God, yes.
But it was just all through it. Just every song. When they were in the car and Reese Witherspoon had the accident, it was just like the song that was on the radio. And when they were, and the car comes flying in, and it was just like, I just couldn't take it.
And then how
so
weird was
much.
that she gets in a car accident with the guy she cheated on her husband with. And that, oh my God, I'm like, what is going on? What is going on?
And she's
so then did her husband know she cheated with this guy, and that's something they dealt with, or no?
I don't get that they know.
Okay.
I don't get that he knows. Now I'm thinking his wife may know now.
Because suspects, right?
Why were y'all in the car? Because when Reese Witherspoon came trotting through the hospital, she gave her the look of death. Like, if I could sling one of these heart machines at you and knock your ass over, I would.
I mean, I can't say it enough. Whoever did this casting,
bravo,
you need an award, because when I read this book, I pictured her.
These people, right. These people.
Especially Reese's character.
Right.
I mean, they couldn't have done a better job. Oh my God. What else? We saw,
so what
I
about
think his name was Nathan, Reese's ex-husband, Reese Witherspoon ex-husband, and Bonnie, they're struggling now with the teenage daughter.
Right.
And I want to see how that played, because this again, what we're talking about with the step parents and other parents, and they thought, oh, well, we'll do a better job, bring her here, she doesn't want to be with you.
I don't think they'll ever admit it, though. Not to Reese Witherspoon. It would have to be a thing of something happens and Reese Witherspoon gets called instead of them, and she finds out. they would never tell her that they're having these issues.
Oh my God, because they're going to have a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if any of this is going to come out. Oh my God. And then when Reese's new husband, what is his name? He goes to Bonnie yoga class or whatever.
That was weird. Now, he seemed really creepazoid then.
Really?
I never got creepazoid from him. But when she walks out and he said, "Oh, I love when women sweaty, glistening," I'm like, And even she looked at him like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" So that was where he creeped me out. And then even walking out, like, it was, did he not want to be seen looking at the woman's body? Because it was like he got by her and he was like, "Oh, I got to scratch my nose and look back and watch that ass walk away." It was like, "Oh, you're creepy."
Well, I mean, he's not creepy. He's a fucking man. You see ass.
But your wife, it's different if you're trying to look at ass when your wife is there. Nobody was there walking out the hallway with you. You was alone.
So wait, you would only want to see ass when your wife around.
No,
but
I'm
when
saying,
your wife
do you have to hide your looking if it's just you?
Oh,
if you walking down the street and you want to look, but if you walking with your husband and you want to look, you got to be like, "Oh, I dropped my pocketbook," and take a glance back. If it's just you,
no, I think I would hide the other way. No, I wouldn't want to do that because I wouldn't want them to know that I'm looking. Because then you get caught looking, and they like, "When you looking at me, you like, no, I dropped something. I wasn't looking at you. You ain't all of that."
I wouldn't think a man would hide it if it's just them walking down the street. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a street. He was in a hallway with just him and this other girl. And you got to be so obvious that you're trying not to be obvious about looking back.
What I thought was more interesting was that whether or not him and Bonnie are going to develop some type of relationship.
Right.
Because like we see, and we keep saying Reese Witherspoon's character, Madeline, that she's always busy. Right. With everybody business.
Everybody else's. Right.
And that Bonnie is this, apparently she got some type of aura that attracts people to her.
Right.
And I wanted to see like if that's going to be something where they develop a relationship.
Could be. I could
like to see how that would go.
Yeah. So what do you think about this rapist thing? She confronts the guy that Madeline puts her on the trail of.
But it's not him. Because when she does that weird thing where she smells him.
And she's so... I didn't know if it was supposed to be like they were trying to tell us like from the marijuana or something. Why was her face so like red? Like she was so like, was that supposed to be her anxiety or from being in the room?
Because she was white and that she was, that isn't that what white people do when they do?
I don't know. They just made her seem like so on edge. And then her face was so flush with blood. Like, I don't know if that was supposed to be the
anger.
Yeah, like the anger or the anxiety they were trying to portray, that she thought this was the guy. And then when he turns around and she's like, "This isn't him," and runs out.
Does that weird thing where she smells him and she's like...
He said, "Wait, what? This is not appropriate."
Oh, my God.
And of course now I guess she's going to get a DUI or something.
Oh, because when she
smoked the blunt going down there. And then when she got stopped by the cops speeding, coming from it.
I think that was going to get her out of that. I think Madeline's going to get her.
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, and then that would be good because then it'll tie back into her becoming
and then he going to be angry.
Oh, Perry going to whoop her ass. He's like, "Bitch, you better take that blouse off."
Now, the only problem is these husbands, any of them could be the rapist to me now. Because I'm going to tell you who else is looking real crooked. Renata's husband. When they met at the school, I felt like, damn, that could be the rapist. The silhouette. And when he came in and he was so like, "Oh, it's okay. Well," like he recognized her, even though she didn't recognize him. I'm giving Renata's husband the crooked eye right now.
I think that, again, this is what's so good about this show. Is because when you read the book, you don't have the opportunity to get these visuals,
right,
and see this one and how they interact with that one, and get it, because to even get there, that maybe is one of the husbands, you would have gotten see, right. Yeah, that's something you would have to see her interacting with different people.
It invokes it. It's like, oh, yeah,
exactly, and even the way that I took it, and I guess it wasn't true, that when Reese found the picture of the guy on the internet that she eventually goes see, and how Nicole Kidman's
her reaction, right?
How she sat back and she was just like looking like, I thought she knew the guy. Mm-hmm. And because, I mean, I guess it's not a spoiler now because she met the guy and it didn't go that way.
Right.
But on the actual, in the book, that the guy that Reese puts her on the trail to is related to Celeste by some way. I won't say how.
Right.
It's related. So when they find her, they like, well, maybe it's not him, this and that. And she tells Celeste, like, isn't this somebody? And then they present it to her. And she's well, that's his name, but I don't, that's not him or whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that she said, so I thought that's what was going to play out here because you saw she just sat back and she was looking like kind of concerned, but wasn't saying anything.
And it could still come out where she'll say that to her. Or
like,
at least say it to Perry, like, or probably to Shailene Woodley's character, like, well, I didn't think it was him because he is my distant third relative removed, but I didn't want to try to influence how you felt or, you know, you coming to that conclusion on your own because anything. Plus, he's gay, which is where I think that's gonna go.
Oh my God!
He gave me such gay when she walked into the office, and I was like, "Oh
and
no,
he was an interior decorator.
It can't be him. He's gay."
I mean, it was a lot that tried to push you towards that way.
Right.
I mean, not that all interior decorators.
We don't have to give a disclaimer for everything. That's not what we say.
Oh, but you know, it helps.
It helps.
To get that vision.
I just think whoever the actor was, he played it as if. Yeah, and your character's gay, but she doesn't know that. She's just been put on this trail.
Was really,
you know?
Oh, this was good.
Yeah. Every week, this show
is just getting better and better.
Every week, this show is just giving you so much fodder for your meal of grist to just.
The only thing, let me tell you, the only thing that I hate about the show is that I know that at the end of this season, because I'm suspecting that they're going to have like maybe 10 to 13 episodes, so they're going to wrap it up. The whole. And it's going to be over.
Yeah.
We're going to be sad.
And it's not even like a Walking Dead where you come back and you got 8 more. It's just like, no, this is all you get.
So me going to be sad about that. Yeah. All right. But, so that's Big Little Lies. What's your next show that you want to get into?
Did you watch 24?
No, I haven't. Oh, my God.
See, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the episode I've been waiting for.
Wait, what happened in this episode? Because I gotta catch up. I'm just
we got the hood CTU in effect. They was activated. The thugs came through. Yes, and this is what I've been waiting for.
So did they find the guy and the girl?
They found the guy and the girl, and Corey Hawkins.
What's his name on this damn show? Bennett. I don't know.
I can't remember, but. Yes, they. He comes in with CTU, bringing them, and CTU follows him rather because he and the computer guy go trying to take the thing and do their whole little intervention. Well, Isaac and the wife escape, and Isaac and she's like, "You can't just leave your brother. That's your brother." He called up them boys, and they come through with them choppers.
Oh my God!
And
we call them Dracos now.
Dracos. Okay, I'm a woman of a certain age, so I remember choppers.
They went for choppers, the yappers, the Dracos.
So you get them fighting the terrorists, and it's like yes, and then. The real CTU come in and they just cleaning up the mess because them boys that came through.
Oh my God! Now I gotta watch it. I can't believe.
And we met who the guy who we thought was the main terrorist. We actually met who he's working for. Now the name of who Corey Hawkins' unit is accused of killing. The whole reason it escapes me, but I have to do my research and check if. This is who they're accused of killing, and this is how, you know, he wanted all these guys who tried to take him out. I have to revisit part of the episode with that because I had to go far back to remember if this is who their unit is accused of killing. They didn't talk about it in this last episode.
Well, the only thing, my only problem with the show is that it gave me such anxiety because it's like, oh, this is 1 hour, and then I gotta wait a whole fucking week,
and then you count down. They count down.
Oh my God! But I'm gonna. So now I'm about like 2 or 3 episodes behind. So
okay.
I'm going to get them in. I'm gonna have 3 good hours of 24 Legacy.
It was good.
I was watching part of it, but I wasn't paying attention.
So I'm not sure if Corey Hawkins is going to be doing another season of this though, or if they're on hiatus now. Because during the show they had a commercial. He's going to be doing 6 Degrees of Separation
on Broadway.
Yeah,
because I was watching the show, but I got 52 kids, and so the kids, they yelling, they talking. I couldn't pay attention. Yeah. But I was watching the show.
So I don't know if they've already wrapped for this season and he's just doing this stuff in his off season or whatever. Because it's it's a limited run. It's not like ongoing for however many years, but
you gotta strike
it'll be interesting to see. Hot. I mean, is he gonna be an EGOT? Because he is trying to hit all the categories.
Oh shit, he almost there. Yeah. Well, he didn't get nominated for Compton, so he got to try again.
Right. He would have to do another movie, but
then just write a book.
Maybe start with a Tony. Look, he could get the Emmy.
He could write a book and just read the book, and then that'll get him his Grammy.
Hello.
Come on. See, he should hire us.
See.
All right, so what do you have?
The only other things that I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you watch Walking Dead.
Of course I did.
I'm tired of, I touched on it last week, tired of these black people trying to sacrifice themselves for everybody. What the F? Again, 2 weeks in a row we get this bullshit.
This literally looked like old girl got a better job, or better offer, or she married some fucking rich basketball player. And she was like, can y'all please kill me off this week? It made no fucking sense.
Okay, well, she is going to be in the new Star Trek movie as Uhura, which is the famous black character that was in Star Trek. I'm assuming it's Uhura because that was the continuation. Anyway, fast forward. She's going to be a lead in a Star Trek. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe she's going to get killed off, but I'm mad that it had to be like this.
That's what I'm saying, because it made no sense. I could see if they got in there and they were getting close to getting caught and it was something else and she died, that would be one thing. But I'm going to just run in here by myself and just pop this gun. And,
but then I'm going to tell you, no, go, live your life. This isn't for you. She the one who brought you in on this bullshit.
That's what I said. It was just so bad the way, and that's my only note for the whole show. But I just was like, it just came across like they could have killed her off.
They didn't have no other way to do it. Like, it was like, how are we going to do this?
Really quick.
Like, okay, first of all, I liked Abraham. We all liked Abraham. Abraham was not the fucking Denzel Washington of the apocalypse. Uh-huh. So why are you two still going back and forth with this? He loved me more. He loved you next. Blah, 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 blah. Now, the shit that was fucked up, and if it was me, I would have been mad as hell to snatch that damn necklace off her neck. When the necklace fell out of Sasha's jacket, and she was like, I made that for him. You like it? I was like, oh, fuck, that's cold. That's cold-blooded. It's cold-blooded, man.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, okay, Rosita, you got a little right to be a little shady right there. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like, yeah, that was my
But I'm like, Abraham is not, even though it's the zombie apocalypse, there's plenty of dudes around. I'm sorry. Why are you, y'all should be having way more sex and you should not be hung up on these Abrahams. Sorry.
I didn't take it that it was because of that he killed Abraham. I thought it was everything in totality. So it was that the manner he killed Abraham and Glenn.
Right.
The fact that he got Rick acting like a little bitch.
Right.
The terror that he's coming across so powerful and all of this, and like to get us back to normal and to end all of this shit, we could just kill him.
Right.
And everything would be, we could take his guys.
Right. Right.
So I took it more as that not being so much about Abraham, it was just being everything. Right. And now he's posing a threat to Maggie, to her baby, to the other people, and it's like this one.
You got Maggie and whatchamacallit having to hide in the basement, to make sure. Now I did love the scene between Daryl and Maggie because I was wondering that too. Like, oh my God, she hasn't seen him since Glenn, and like, is she mad at him? Does she know like? Because Glenn was over, and Glenn would have been alive if he hadn't punched Negan and tried to see what was going on, and then
I was about to say the other thing with Greg and Jesus. I like that scene.
Okay. Did Jesus tell us he's gay?
No,
you didn't hear that when he said and such and boyfriends when he was talking to Maggie. You didn't hear it? Yeah, Jesus is. We don't know if they're gonna go away from comic book canon, but Jesus mentioned boyfriends. I don't know if he was referencing Maggie's boyfriends or his.
I don't know. I didn't.
You gotta rewatch that scene
when
they were in the trailer
where he was there with Greg.
So you missed that line with the boyfriends. Maybe it was just me reading too much into it, and maybe it was just casual conversation. So
I don't know. Maybe I'll be focused on the wrong things because what I was focused on, Greg clearly threatening him and threatening Daryl.
Oh yeah,
and
we know Gregory ain't got no love for these hoes. He's just out for himself. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna sacrifice anybody that he can.
Who kills Greg?
Hashtag spoiler. Our listeners may not have read that part. Come on now.
Sorry.
You're not new to this. This is episode
8. sorry. But I could
allegedly
that somebody kills him, but I didn't think it was
Maggie does
Jesus.
No, Maggie does.
Oh, okay.
She hangs his ass.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, somebody need to just I thought Jesus was going to kill him then because he was like,
well, I'm wondering if they're going to stick that close to the comics because he aligns himself and tries to sacrifice them, and he does a lot in the comics that was real fucking shady.
And he's doing it now.
And he's showing his true colors now. First of all, he's a fucking alcoholic. And he has no loyalty to the hilltop, and he's gonna prove it. Anyone, yeah. And I mean, for them, you know that when whatchamacallit, oh gosh, his name goes right out of my head, gives him the private, savior dial up 911 bat signal.
Oh yeah.
You need to make a run for it. Just come on, tell them I sent you at the back gate. Here's the password.
And why would you trust these people? And then they took the fucking doctor. And then who happened to be his brother?
The other doctor. Yeah, now that was the fucked up turn.
Yeah, and he's like, well, what happened to my brother? Like, what the fuck?
Your brother met with an unfortunate furnace accident.
I'm like, what the fuck? And then he like, but they need me here. He like, oh, we got you. They open up the case, it's fucking Advil. I'm like, what the fuck? How that's gonna deliver a baby? How that's gonna remove bullet holes?
Yo.
What the fuck?
It's gonna be interesting. So we have 2 more episodes. This one tonight, and then I think that's the finale next week. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this week they're going to go to Maggie told them about where these other ladies and guns and stuff are. So that's what we're gonna get tonight. Rick don't look like he's going in too friendly though, because I see bombs and explosions and shit. I'm like, is that how you get friends in the zombie apocalypse?
So do you think that because he's more so like, we're just gonna take their guns, fuck them.
Right.
We need their guns more than we need them at this point because they got the scavengers who's willing, but they say y'all need more guns. Right. So are they like, listen, we need more guns than we need people, so yeah, let's just
I guess we'll see. Maybe it's just a distraction to draw them and then out and he's trying to, get them off of their land, so maybe they'll be more willing to talk, or I don't know. We'll see.
And then we saw Eugene punk ass. I am such and such, who is also Negan. If you don't shut the fuck up, like how you?
Yo, when she was like, "We're rescuing you," he's like, "No, I'm good. I'm here. No, you ain't rescuing me. You need to rescue your damn self and get the hell out of here.
Because I'm about to tell on you.
Because Negan coming.
And Negan coming. And I'm going to tell him that you're here.
It was like The Wire. Negan coming.
Oh my God, that fucking pussy. He makes me so angry every time I see him on the show. I'm ready. It's sad. This is the only Walking Dead season so far where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of at my end. I'm ready for a break. Yeah. I don't know. Last week, just because of the way that the episode ended, I just was like, really? Y'all fuckers ain't even trying no more. Y'all like, whatever. Go on. I don't know. So that one, I wasn't that happy about. Okay. One of the shows that I watched this week, I binged a little. It wasn't much to binge. It was like 2 or 3 episodes. Was Underground on WGN. Yes. And I thought it was a really good show. I didn't get into the show that much because I was like, oh my God, here we go with another slavery thing. Are you starting from season 1? You didn't watch season 1 at all? Not that much. I watched some of them, but not that much.
Okay. So then I'll wait for you to catch up because I haven't started season 2 at all, but I watched season 1.
Oh, so I watched. I just watched the last 2 episodes on 2 or 3. It was on demand. And I was like, oh, this is a really good show.
It's not your typical.
Yeah,
it's
really
not your
show.
First of all, you got your guy from Law and Order. I know that made you happy.
Who on Law and Order?
Our main guy, Law and Order SVU.
He was on last season. He's not there this season.
Oh, so you just watched this season's episode. You didn't watch any of last season.
I saw some of them last season.
Okay,
so I know who you're talking
he's
about.
not in this season?
SVU, no.
Oh, well,
and
no,
I don't
that
even
sucks.
like
Man, I don't
SVU
watch.
Law and Order. No.
What?
Let me tell you.
Shut your mouth.
I was a fan of the original Law and Order. I used to run home on Wednesday nights to watch Law and Order before DVR. Then my show that I loved, that I was there for, I think they were on air 19 seasons, and I stuck through it with them. But then on like the last 2 seasons, they started, like the last season, before their last season, so maybe the season 17 or so, they started to get by the shark. I'm like, no, Law and Order, come back. Don't go by that shark. Then they just fucking jumped it. They had Anthony Anderson there.
That was the season I tapped out on, Anthony Anderson.
Exactly. They had the guy, and he did this show, which I loved. It was a comedy. What is this guy's name? Jeremy something. But he did, what was the show called?
He was on 6 Feet Under.
Is that where he was from? But he did a show with Suburbia or something. And the girl with the red hair.
I ever watched that. I know what you're talking about, but
it was on ABC.
I didn't really watch that. Right.
That was my show.
Right.
I loved that show, but I did not love him on Law and Order. They brought in this prosecutor that I fucking hated. I mean, the show just sucked. And some of the storylines that SVU were getting were storylines that would have normally been on the original.
Right.
So I got mad at SVU. Because I said, y'all fucking stealing my show storylines, and that's why my show suck. So at that moment, I took a vow to always boycott SVU. And to this day, I do not watch Law and Order SVU. I used to watch both.
Right.
But once they cancel my show, I say, fuck you, SVU. Fuck you. But I know the guy you mean, because he was on the first season. Christopher Maloney.
Yes.
He was on the first season.
I love him.
He's not on the second season.
Oh, now I'm sad.
But I think that the second season is more so of what we would have been looking for, like at the Nate Parker. Is it Nate?
Okay.
Nat Turner. Nat Turner.
Resistance.
Yes.
More.
Okay. Of more that, like, no, we don't want to march. No, we're not going to try to sneak off in the middle of the night. Motherfuckers, we here. And
well, the woman playing Harriet Tubman is also the woman on Shots Fired.
Yes.
The minister. Okay.
I say, oh, she working.
Yeah.
Because I had just watched that episode, and then I turned to Shots Fired. I'm like, oh, there you go again.
Yeah.
But the Underground, I'm glad that we got this recommendation from somebody else.
A listener, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to pick up on that. And it comes on the same channel as my other show that I quickly mentioned last week, The Outsiders.
Right.
I really recommend this show. I guess maybe because I studied like sociology and study people.
Right.
I am fascinated about how these people live. Like they have their own rules. Mm-hmm. Everybody respects their rules because if you don't, they'll come down that hill and they will fuck you up.
I'm here for Opie, so...
Oh, from the Southern
Yes,
you gotta watch. Oh my god!
Opie.
So if you hear from him, you definitely gotta watch the first season.
Okay,
you gotta watch the first season.
Okay,
really
I'm gonna do it. I need some stuff to end quickly. Like I need Walking Dead to be done. I need some free time on my TV schedule because it's like I ain't got no time.
I know my shit stay running,
girl.
Like, it's recording all day. Did you watch Shades of Blue? I wish you would pick up this show. Did you pick it up?
I'm sorry.
Oh, this shit is so good. All right.
Sorry.
See, this is why we got to bring somebody else on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm slacking on my pimping. But
Shades of Blue is really good. Really, really good.
It got renewed. It's coming back for next season.
I mean,
you didn't have no concerns. I know because
I did. The first season, I didn't think that because of J-Lo at the caliber she is and where she's at in her career, I thought it was a one-shot deal.
Oh, okay.
And the first season was so fucking good that at one point I wanted to stop watching it because I'm like,
it's not going to come back.
It's not going to come back.
Invested?
Yeah. And then it came back.
Okay.
And then even based off the first episode of this season, I said they're gonna get another season. The shit was just that good. Okay. You gotta get into that.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my foot down and do it.
Oh, okay. Did you watch your favorite, The Boring Ass Feud?
Oh God, it was so good. This week's, I mean, I don't even have to say nothing. We don't even have to talk about it. The title of this week's episode was Mommy Dearest. That's all I need to say right there.
I think you were episode behind. Are you behind?
It was episode 3 this on Sunday.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
It was titled Mommy Dearest.
Because she did go, it starts out with her going to the restaurant with her girls and then, okay.
And then, apparently that was her thing. Whenever she got lonely, she'd go and try to adopt a new girl. And they told her at the home, like, you too old. We ain't giving you no more.
She was like, well, because I'm not married or this and that. And they like, no, bitch, you old.
And I almost died when Betty Davis asked Joan Crawford about her parenting. When she was like, how do you get them to be so obedient and stuff? And I was like, she whooped their ass. Did you not see the movie? She whooped they ass all the time.
Well, my favorite part was when Joan Crawford, she goes to because they got this gossip lady who's writing things behind the scenes to get interest in the movie. And she tells her all of these lines about Betty Davis because she's like, she shows up to the set hours late after everyone, and then they show you Joan Crawford showing up to the set late, and she demands that she stays there on the trailer, and it's like 100 feet from the set. Right. And she's always drunk, and then you see her swap. Exactly.
And they had me laughing when they was like, how is she dying? And she keep looking younger. Every time she come out here, she look younger. And then she put them damn titties in that had them sitting. And she was...
But what was it that the lady was doing?
Pulling her neck, pulling her neck back to tighten it.
With something, right? And she kept pulling her face tight.
Yeah, she was like tighter. She was like, I can't do it anymore. Now, the part that made me think about you was when Betty Davis was sitting on her couch with her co-star, the gay gentleman.
Oh, my God.
And she said, I knew I had made it when the female impersonators put me in their act. I said, this is epitome of lines.
Because it tied into why, because remember I spoke about, I always wonder why are the queens always doing these things, and then she has this moment with the gay guy and he's rubbing her feet, and she was like, oh, you always support me, and he ended up getting caught. Was he giving a blowjob or a hand job or something in the movie theater, and she goes and gets him out and everything. I say, oh, this how she got the kids on her side.
Yes. I was like, see, this show is made for watch it.
I watch it now because I told you. Once I found out it was about my queens, I said I gotta find out because they just started again. But we're gonna get into that in the reality TV thing. But yeah, so while it is boring, it's hard to watch. I gotta be honest, it's hard. Maybe you should have a cup of coffee while you're watching it. Take some uppers. Do whatever you gotta do. But oh my God, it is just so good. Those parts. Because of the show.
It's all right. As long as it's something there for you to love, I'm with it. I know. I'm gonna get in the shades of books. I could have that same. I could give you that same feeling.
I sacrifice.
I'm gonna do it so I give you that same satisfaction.
We had what was the thing? The Billions was our last thing in the dramas, I believe so. Yeah. But then we're gonna get into the reality TV. We're gonna close out with that. Okay. But Billions this week. So then last week, Honey Girl, you had mixed up the two episodes.
I did. Okay.
Together, because I'm like, I know I watched this fucking show. Oh, why am I so confused?
It be so much sometimes. My TV shows interact, and I be like, so my bad, listeners, my bad.
But I eat that. So we have Billions, and now Chuck and the wife are going to counseling, which
they've been going to counseling.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't see the point. And
it's a lost cause. It's a wrap. I think they just need to
stick a fork in it. Yeah. But we see she goes in and she helps Axe Boy out because he was like, fuck.
Oh God.
Up.
I'm mad that Axe got rid of the black girl, though. I was kind of here for her. But I kind of saw it coming when she said what she said about him. You should be willing to lose. You don't have to always win. I'm like, bitch, you don't know who you talking to. Yes, he does.
Well, I guess that goes to one of my friends, my best friend. She always tells me, you can't change who you are because of things that people do to you. You are who you are, and you should continue to be who you are. I think that's what it was. That he was trying to change who he was because of what happened to him, the people trying to set him up and everything. But at the heart, this is who you are. You want to be able to talk to people. You want to be an asshole when you want to. You want to do things. And you put her in that position, though, to create that block. And so I guess he's like, yeah, fuck that. It's time to get back.
But I think she was playing her position until you tried to give advice. You are here to be the third person that makes this not illegal. That was your job description. That's what goes on your W-2.
Hold on. Has X ever stopped doing anything that was not illegal?
No, but it made it by the fact of it wasn't just the two people in the room. It is not collusion. It is not this. That third person being present makes it legal in the eyes of the FBI and the stock market, and it's not insider trading.
The fuck?
So that was her job, and the minute you opened your mouth and said, "Can I say something?" You should have. That was it. That was the death knell.
I think we just had that conversation. Being an engineer, just talk less, do more. Just talk less.
Yes.
Like, sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
And now she done lost that good cushy job.
Yeah.
We had. Oh my God, billions. It's just so many different. Layers.
It's a hard one to recap because it's like. You had the whole Wags thing, and even in the beginning when he says, you've been off doing your own thing, and I was here fighting the Battle of Thermopylae, I was like, let me Google that. What the fuck is the Battle of Thermopylae?
What the fuck is it?
It was this great Greek war where the guy was doing his own, like, Iliad kind of journey, fighting against his demons, and so it was like, he needed his boy there. He needed his backup, and Wags was off doing his own, journey and walking through the sands and the hot coals and trying to find out who he was, and it's like, man, you need to be here. You should be here with me.
I'm getting high as fuck.
So, well, yeah, that too.
But so I guess, they did fire the person that they had to replace Chuck's wife. Did they fire her?
That's the way I took it.
That he was fired also too. Like Axe is cleaning house. He like, yeah, I'm getting back. He had me die.
He said, no, people are gonna wonder why you're in here in your underwear and Wendy isn't in here.
That guy was a hot ass mess. I was like,
when Axe is on, he is on. But then I was like, oh, he's in a bad mood because you saw him with his wife. He was very short and he was like, I don't have time to have this conversation like you want to have it. You was wrong. You fucked up. Now make it right. And she was in the debate like, this.
Well, because he told her from the beginning and she didn't want to listen. Yeah. So he's like, listen, I told you I'll write you a fucking check and to take the fucking money and go fuck somewhere and play this little game you're playing with this business. But you want to fucking go to people. You weren't ready.
Right.
And you wanted
I put you in the room and you wasn't able to deliver. So
exactly.
I can't rub your feet and tell you it's gonna be all right and daddy will make it better now. No.
When you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to help you and tell you that, listen, you need to do X, Y, Z to make sure you're prepared for when that time comes. But right now you're not ready for the time.
Not ready.
And you're like, shit, took the fucking money, bitch.
Yeah. Billions has a lot of layers.
We saw this week Chuck gets a female partner at the what is it that he does that wrestling
jiu-jitsu.
Yes, so he gets a female. So we see that he's yearning for that.
She probably thought he had a third leg when they was in there, because when she had him in that headlock, I could just imagine his dick was harder than Chinese math. He was up there like that was just what he wanted. That's what he goes there for.
Exactly.
Like he was like, yes, tap me out, please.
But I saw that. I said, "Oh my god!"
He did not want to tap so bad. He was like, "Just keep going, keep going."
Yeah, he's. Really
I can take it.
He's really yearning for it. I can't wait to see what happens with that. But tonight we're gonna have billions again. So tonight we got too much TV.
I told you, Sunday. It's too much.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
It always overlaps, and I end up watching something on Monday and trying to watch something else on Tuesday, and then trying to fit something in. It's too much.
It's so much. So much. All right, so now
go to your reality.
Well, we didn't have any Blackish this week.
You're welcome, listeners. You get a break from our Blackish talk.
Oh my God. But this week we had reality TV. I had Black Ink Crew, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta, and then one special one, My Girls, RuPaul. So where do you want to start? I guess we always start with the...
I really only watch Housewives.
Oh, you don't watch Black Ink Crew?
I do. I didn't watch it this week.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't watch Housewives. I mean, I only watched Housewives of Atlanta. So
you didn't watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
I didn't watch that either.
And I know you watched RuPaul. I know you watched RuPaul.
I feel like I'm getting yelled at by the teacher. Help me. I didn't do my homework, teacher.
That RuPaul was one of my picks, and that you must watch RuPaul's
and
Drag Race.
It's still a pick, and it's gonna get watched. It just didn't get watched this week. But I want to hear all about it. How was the girl?
No. I can't believe you didn't watch it.
I want you to tell me.
It was just so good. You gotta really watch.
I wanted you to give me all of the realness.
I can't believe you don't... You gotta watch RuPaul. So, but this week they had, which was funny, they had Lady Gaga on.
I didn't see the clip of her.
I was about to say she came in.
Up, yes.
But when she came in, she acted like she was one of the contestants because on the first season, everybody walks in and they do their introduction and do everything. And then she walks in and they're like, damn, that's a really good Lady Gaga impersonator. Right. And I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, she is. And then she goes to take off her shades. I was like, that's fucking Lady Gaga thing. And it was fucking Lady Gaga. I really was there for that. I love the show because I just love RuPaul Drag Race.
Oh, definitely.
You gotta watch it. I love the kids.
I love their... Now, this is the storyline, like, the difference between the whole Vivica tried to do. Like, this is the background stories that I want to hear. I want to hear how you got into this, how you found your way to drag. Your family. Are you a married man with children? Are you gay? Are you...
I was about to say
I love that.
So they usually, one season, because every season they have where they bring in regular people and they make them over. Sometimes it's women, sometimes one time it was men. Mm-hmm. So the one season when they had them on, the man said that, oh, you like to dress up and skirts and stuff and you wear that on a regular, and he like, no, this is my job. I dress in drag as my job. When I'm on the streets I wear regular clothes, like it's just a job. I'm gay because I'm gay, right? I don't wear dresses because I'm gay, right? And so it was a really good discussion about that. Sometimes we get those gems, but girl, these queens will read the shit out of you. I just live for RuPaul. And now they moved it to VH1, like I said before. And I guess it's like, listen, no more you need to be on Logo on this only gay station. I don't even know how the fuck you find this station. Right. You gotta... I mean, it's just so difficult.
No, VH1's a good channel for them. It's a good fit.
Yeah, and they all owned by Viacom, so nobody's losing any money. But I'm sure Logo didn't want to see it go. The people, who were in that department.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the biggest show there.
Well, they'll probably do like a replay. Like 24, sometimes you'll see it on FX, like as a, fill-in for something that may not come because on. Now... So Logo will probably play it like on the off night, maybe when they don't have programming. Because even Bravo does that.
Logo don't never have no fucking program. They got fucking Golden Girls, Will and Grace, RuPaul. They ain't got shit else. So they needed that.
But Bravo is good for that too. Like you'll turn to it and it'll be like, when the hell did this NBC show get on Bravo?
Well, because they own the same thing.
So Logo will probably replay it.
What is it that the show that they always... Black Ink Crew, they now play it on Spike or one of those channels with the other tattoo shows. Oh, right. And again, Viacom owns all of the channels. Yeah, so I guess they're trying to mix it up and get... Yeah. The only problem... Well, one thing about RuPaul Drag Race, they used to have a show and it was like after the show and they would go back in his lounge and do this talk. And,
yes, I remember.
And then I missed that. Okay. I would love for them to do that. I'm sure they cut the show back down to an hour. It was an hour and a half on Logo. Again, because Logo ain't got shit else going on. And then they had this terrible thing that came on in the middle of the shows. Like at the commercial break. It was called Friday Night Fears. It had Wendy Williams, Sky from Black Ink Crew, and Ross. Do you know who Ross is? The gay guy.
The one that does the red carpet.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. His voice is so fucking annoying.
First of all, I love Ross because he be on RuPaul all the time. So
no, I mean, I like him. I'm just like, when he's on the red carpet talking, sometimes it's just like, it's grating, his voice sometimes.
But
I can't even see that trio
exactly
at Starbucks. I can't even see it.
Hated it.
Yeah.
It was similar. I guess VH1
were they commenting on the, like,
yes,
whatever had just happened on RuPaul? Okay.
And it was just bad. First of all, Sky didn't fit in, number one. Wendy and the other guy would have probably been enough.
Right.
It was similar to that thing they were trying to do with Lamont Hill. Is that his name? The black guy. I think, no, Mark Hill.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, Mark Lamont Hill.
Yes, and they tried to do that thing with the VH1 after.
With the reality show.
But
stars,
instead of putting it as a whole show afterwards, they just tried to put it in between the commercials. VH1, fucking stop that shit.
Yeah.
Stop it. Because I'm watching RuPaul in real time so I can tweet. I do not want to see this bullshit in between. Put some commercials on.
What I could see them doing with that, even, is if you wanted Wendy and Ross as, like, co-hosts.
Yeah, those two.
And having, like, say if it was whatever queens were really focused on in the minute beforehand, that segment beforehand, have them on to discuss what was going on behind the scenes when you went in on this one or something. You know what I mean? Like,
so maybe
even
the
that
one who
I
got
could see
eliminated,
more. Right?
Or one of the queens. I guess they could just find. Listen,
if you need to do this, you don't need it.
It's fucking New York City. You can find a drag queen anywhere. Get a fucking drag queen.
Just to do
put
commentary.
Them on the stage. Exactly.
You could have one of us come there and do commentary.
Hell yeah. I'll come for Starbucks and a fucking Krispy
Kreme. That's right.
But, so yeah, you gotta get into my
Okay, I'm gonna catch it. I got nothing. When I leave here today, I'm going home. I'm going to watch RuPaul. And I'm going to start Shades of Blue. I'm saying it here. Hold me to it. If I don't come in next week, at least with one episode of Shades of Blue under my belt, I give you permission to comment.
How about you do this? You should start Shades of Blue and then wait for RuPaul till Friday. Because
and do like a double watch?
Yeah. Okay. Watch them back to back.
Okay.
Get it all in.
All right,
so you can get your life.
I'll be ready though.
Put your makeup on and just get into it.
Okay.
Feel it.
I'm here for it. I'm going to do it.
Okay. So Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I also watched the sneak peek
for Beverly Hills.
No, for
tonight's episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
First of all, they need writers. They needed writers for this roast.
Oh my god. It was
what did you think?
I think that I did like the idea, whatever. I'm sure Todd came up with it. He's always trying to stay relevant.
He's so shady.
Yeah. But what I think that they should have done, I think they should have stuck with Todd and Candy.
Right.
Nobody else was making. I mean, Portia got up there and were like,
Peter roasted them more than they roasted him.
Yeah, and it was like that.
First of all, they, as I said when we were live tweeting this on last Sunday, for them to get up there and not make one Papa Smurf or Uncle Ben joke.
But Phaedra always calls him Uncle Ben.
That's what I'm saying. So how you don't do it right here in the moment when it's appropriate to roast this?
But
then you got Candy talking about, talk about his gray ball. I don't want to hear about his gray old man balls. What?
I guess she was like, do something better than this. But shame on Bravo because y'all saw this before. Right. When y'all were in that editing room, y'all knew this was a tragedy.
Yeah.
The only part that you should have kept is when Portia say, "Are you going to hit that tonight?" And he said, "Not if you get there first."
Yes.
That was the only joke y'all should have kept. Everything else should have been.
But you know what's sad? Imagine if this was the best edit. Can you imagine if this was the best that they came up with?
Let me tell you, I would have fucking called them. Listen, meet me at the beach. Wait, do Atlanta have beaches? I think.
Well, they were in Hawaii, but
no, because they home now.
Yeah.
So once you get the footage, recast it. Hell yeah! Like fucking meet me at the beach, damn it.
No, just meet me at the lot. We'll set up a fake. We'll set up a fake sand lot and throw some palm trees up, and we'll reshoot this
fucking
shit.
Better.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, that shit just was so horrible. And then,
so the only other thing that really happened was the Kenya Phaedra
divorce party thing.
Yeah, after the divorce party, Kenya and Phaedra got into it.
Phaedra, let this go. Let this go.
Well, we found out this week why she didn't want a divorce party. You saw the announcement that the judge
threw out the
divorce settlement. So they're still married. So I guess.
First of all, Phaedra, honey, girl, let me talk just to you. Because I know you're an attorney. I know it. Because I've heard about your work. People vouch for you. Why the fuck do you always have all your stuff dismissed for legal tech? Why?
Yeah.
Now they're saying there was something wrong with the paperwork, but we saw you.
The name was spelled wrong and all this other stuff. His name was spelled wrong.
But we saw you hire an attorney to do that.
Yeah.
So are you going to sue her for malpractice?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't even put this on her being a bad attorney because you had somebody else doing it.
Who's to say that person actually did it? But I'm sorry. If I'm an attorney and I hire another attorney to do something for me, I'm reviewing it. I know what it should be.
Yeah.
I would change. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Phaedra, let this shit go. He got a new fiance. Let it fucking go. And then this whole shit with Kenya. Kenya did not ruin your marriage. Your husband stealing $1.2 million from the fucking government ruined your marriage.
Yeah.
Prior to that, him fucking
anything that moved,
including men, allegedly ruined your fucking marriage. You fucking Mr. Chocolate, allegedly, going on the dates, doing other things. Yeah. That ruined your marriage. Kenya did not fucking ruin your marriage. Right. Why are you making her so important in your life?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
There's no way. Let me tell you, on God's green earth, I would sit here and say another bitch ruined my marriage.
Right.
I wouldn't even give you that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, yeah, you know. Yeah.
And keep the one in the pool. Keep the one in the pool. It wasn't that important.
Even if they smashed, I'd be like, yeah, but that wasn't important to us.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're going to feel like shit at the end of the night. Because I'll be damned. I'm like, fucking Phaedra, let it go.
Yeah.
But what's really important is what happened with Matt and Peter
on
the internet. That's the real tea.
I don't think Matt wanted. I think Peter, don't let that old man swag fool you. I think he could go.
Well, they saying there's video footage and Peter wants to
release it.
Yeah, but Matt doesn't want it out.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it gotta be on.
I don't know. Matt just seems like he can't. Like, he's just all big, brawny, walking, and he can't fight.
You know what? Now, so his actions afterwards, before I never took him as being on the show as talent, as being paid to be there or only for that look. Other people Kenya has had in the past, it was clear they were only there.
Walter? Is that
Walter basically told them on fucking camera, like, we don't really date. I'm only here because
I don't get fined.
Yeah, like, I want this look. I sell cars. Anybody need one? We also got Todd, Portia's boyfriend, and it's clear that he is only there for that reason.
Yes.
But I never got that from Matt.
I didn't either.
And now,
but all of this after effect.
I'm starting to get it. And even him, they had him with the photo shoot that he did, I guess, to put himself out there again. I never got it from him, and I'm like, how did I miss this?
I wonder if they're gonna do a something with the reunion. Like, you know how sometimes the husbands show up. I'm wondering if he's going to do like a tape message, confessional, or maybe do a separate kind of interview and they're going to air it during the reunion. I'd be interested to see, because this is something you have to have addressed.
Well, I think they should bring him out, because one of the things is, a few of the things, I don't think it was unreasonable for him to be paid for being on the show. That's something that Kenya should have worked out with him, especially with him being on the show so much. We know it's not reality. It's not like how we're sitting here. We woke up this morning. I went to Starbucks and Krispy Kreme. Nobody followed me there, and then follow me here, then record me. We submit shooting schedules. They give us shooting schedules. We submit what we're going to do. Everything's planned out. So he had to make himself available for certain things in order for it to be filmed.
Right.
He should have been compensated.
Yeah. You would have to, and I mean, maybe they didn't know this was the route it was going to take in the beginning. But if you're trying to sit up here as Kenya Moore and portray me as your abuser, bitch, pay me. Definitely.
Oh, I would have told him I'm out at that part. But the other last
But you don't think he knew that was how she was going to that it was gonna go that way?
No, I don't think.
I'm talking about this season though, because like she had already kind of alluded to it last season about his anger and stuff. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't have brought me back this season
without working out
with us having that issue and not have worked out a compensation.
I really, I don't know. I just hate the way that she forced his hand because, again, I never saw him as being there for the check or whatever.
I agree.
And maybe once he did it, he got in a position where he actually did need money because he's like, okay, I'm not working as much or whatever because of the shooting and you want me here. So, yeah. But, I don't know. And then I think what Peter told him was fair. Fuck Todd for getting any Candy money from the show. She paying all your fucking bills. The fuck you need money for?
Oh my gosh.
Fuck, you know I'm not here for Todd. I'm not here for Todd. But Peter, Andy, I just want to talk to you. Can you get Peter a peach for next season? I just need him. I need Peter. Because I was never really a fan of him.
Yeah.
He makes for good
he brings it, yes, honey. Yes. He does try to serve it. So I'm like, he might be deserving of one. Maybe we should do a instead of a real house husbands of Hollywood, just do a real husbands of ex-husbands or real ex-husbands of Savannah, wherever the fuck he at now.
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Oh no, fuck, he'll take that drive to Atlanta. Andy, you give them a show. You need to have Peter. Oh, fucking just put Todd on it. Just put him on it. Todd, let's get Matt, let's get...
No, I think we should do X's. It should be Peter, Apollo. We can do some nice little commentary from... You can do some commentary from jail?
They can't record them.
On the phone? Nothing? This nigga get conjugals. How he can't get...
He don't get conjugals.
How he can't get an interview? I think he got conjugals in federal. You don't get conjugals in federal prison?
With who? Phaedra?
The girlfriend. And he got the girlfriend now?
I don't think it works like that because then they could. Nah, I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't think that shit work like that. Like, you could just have any random girl come up here anytime. No, it definitely don't work like that. But, I thought it was that if they were married that they could get it. And then one guy, he told me, he like, yeah, if that was the case, don't you think everybody would just get quick married
exactly.
over the phone and like... But,
So did you watch Love and Hip Hop? We don't have to discuss it because
I did, but you didn't watch it. So why even waste anybody's time?
Even Rashid and Kirk wasn't enough to bring me in this week. I think I'm gonna give up on Love and Hip. I don't want to say I watch it. I put it on. Do
my
other
husband,
stuff.
My kids,
right,
they
right,
might be into it, and I'll be like, Or if I'm on Twitter and I'm beat for some bullshit, I'll go on. But I'm not into it. But Housewives of Atlanta, the next part, I saw it this one and I was watching the clip from tonight. Mm-hmm. And Portia with this fucking baby nub.
She just needs to stop.
I'm like, Portia. You gotta go somewhere. I don't see Portia coming back.
Really? Okay.
No. For several reasons.
Okay.
I think she's going to be 2 seconds from dragging Phaedra when she see how much Phaedra left her out there this season and lied on her. 2, I don't see a lot of the girls wanting to film with her. Mm-hmm. I mean, Candy, this is one thing why I love Candy, because Candy is like, listen, this is how she getting her coins. I'm not going to stop that. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fuck with you all the way, but yeah, I don't have a problem filming scenes with her so she can be on the show. Yeah. However, our girl Kenya is not that forgiving and loving. No. I don't see anybody wanting to be around her. Okay. I don't see this Todd story going for her. Basically, they could just send her back to Dish Nation.
Oh, okay, right. Shut up.
Like, let her just tell us about the Housewives after it happens.
I think we'll see how it works out on the reunion. Because, like, she was on, after the story came out about the Apollo thing supposedly broke, she was on Dish Nation refuting it. This is a total fabrication. I don't know where the story even came from. Phaedra and I are still good, so... I want to see what on the reunion is going to be alternative facts.
I'm about to say, and even if she did smash Apollo, at this point, the man in prison doing 8 years?
Right, who cares?
He already got a new fiance. I'd be like, Phaedra, if I was Phaedra, I'd be like, listen, Portia, I know you're a whole baby girl. If it happens, so what? Like, everybody done fucked Apollo. Pick up your badge on the way out the door. What the fuck you want me to do? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad. So let's get into it. I was trying to come up with things that you should have skipped this week, but honestly, I really didn't have anything. Right. I've been watching all good TV this week. Okay. So I don't have anything that y'all should have skipped this week. But let's get into some things that you should have watched this week or that you should watch next week. One thing that I'm highly recommending is this Dave Chappelle comedy show on Netflix. It's 2 parts. One is in Texas and one is in San Francisco or something like that. I watched the first part in San Francisco and it was really good. I didn't really like his stand-ups before. Mm-hmm. But this one is really good. I was laughing. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the part where he gets into talking about Kevin Hart was funny as shit. Mm-hmm. Because he talks about it in a way like, yeah, I'm not hating on Kevin Hart. And I want him to be successful. I love his. I'm just fucking mad that I'm not getting that shit. Right. He like, when I went to go see him, I took my son to see him, and the people just walked past me. They're like, excuse me, to get to their seats, and nobody fucking knew me. I'm like, this is the worst fucking stadium ever. Fuck this stadium. And he talks about like eating dinner with Kevin Hart and things like that, and he's just saying like, oh, fuck that. Like, his son wanted to meet Kevin Hart. And he like, I don't want to fucking go back there. But it was really good. I thought the comedy special was really good. I started the second part. I didn't get through it, but I really thought it was really good. I think the time off did him well. Yeah. I think he really hit those underground clubs, like how they say they work it. Because when we see the actual outcome of the shows that we see, the comedy specials, they're testing the product of working the role, going to little comedy shows, telling jokes, and then putting what works. Right. And I really think he did a good job. He even talks about, he was like, they gonna say, he said, don't listen to the media or whatever. They said I was booed off the stage in Detroit or somewhere. He said I wasn't booed off the stage. He said, stood right there and took it. He said I was booed, but I stood on the stage. Yeah. So I watched them both. Oh, you did? Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, I was not as impressed with the first one as you.
Really?
I enjoyed the second one much better.
See, I didn't watch the second one.
The second one, I don't know, it felt more organic, I guess. It felt like he didn't know he was being taped. The first one, to me, it seemed like it was just more of him having a conversation. It wasn't him really trying to be funny.
Well, see, I guess that's what I like. I like when people have conversations and they're not trying. You're not actually telling jokes, which we know these things are written out and they wasn't. Right. But when they're not actually telling jokes and you're just having a conversation and you're just funny as shit, and the stories you telling are real.
I guess that was the thing for me. I didn't laugh. Like, it was just like he was giving commentary on why he had been gone and things that had transpired in between. I enjoyed it as far as just knowing what he'd been up to. But I didn't just laughing. He's just standing there like, oh, you got that joke, you got that part. And I was just
you didn't think the fact when he said like he was booed about being booed in Detroit, and then he was like, they said that he should give the money back. And he was I thought about it. Yeah, it was no, we're not getting your fucking money back.
Yeah, he was like, I walked around and gave homeless people a piece of gum. Like, and you still hungry, nigga. I mean, it was parts that made me laugh, but I just
you didn't find Kevin Hart part funny?
I found the second one more stand-up comedy special-like. It was more stand-up comedy. And in that one, he seemed way more relaxed. Like, he asked one of the guys in the audience for a cigarette. Somebody comes up and lights it, and he's on the stool, and he's got his feet, on the amp, and he's just up there, and it's just like a conversation, but the crowd and the shit is hilarious. So to me, that one just seemed like, I don't know. I know he.
I probably ain't even gonna like that second one now.
That's what's gonna happen. Watch, this is how it goes.
Because I thought the first one.
But I know he's got another one coming.
Because it's 3. He signed a deal for 3.
And because these 2 were already done before he signed a deal. Mm-hmm. Like, they've made us wait. He had taped them. They were in the can. And then Netflix said, "Hey, you want this $60 million to put that shit out?"
And he was like, "Hey, yes,
take these 2 I got right here."
Look, yes, sir. I already have 2 ready for you.
I mean, I still watched it and I still enjoyed it. And now I'm gonna tell you the part that I like.
Wait, how could you enjoy a comedy show if it doesn't make you laugh?
Because it wasn't. It was like I said. It was to me. It was commentary on where he had been. It was parts that made me chuckle. I just didn't find him. I didn't see it as comedy special. Mm-hmm. It just didn't feel like that to me. Now the part that made me laugh, I was like, "Yeah, nigga, you right." When he said, "I had to sit at home and watch my show every night with that fucking Key and Peele." I was like, "Yeah, they did kind of steal your steez when you turned that money down." And it was a hell of a lot cheaper than the $50 million they was trying to give you.
I mean, that part was okay to me. I didn't think it was all of that because I was like, what did they steal? You were doing a sketch show. They
were both doing sketch shows.
Saturday Night Live does a sketch show. I was talking about it with the engineer's father at one point, and he was like, "Well, yeah, Richard Pryor did sketch shows. Flip Wilson did sketch shows.
Yeah.
I mean, what did they?
I guess the racial aspect. You don't get that primarily on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know. I didn't find
like
that
when
part.
when Dave used to do. I would tell you what one of my favorite skits was when he used to do the pimp that used to go back in time, and he was in slavery times. That shit, Key and Peele would do something similar.
I never watched Keenan and Peele because
okay.
Okay.
See, I like Mad TV, so I kind of followed them when they got their own show.
Well, I did like Mad TV.
Yeah.
I don't like Keenan and Peele because I felt like they are, again, with the racial thing, but these light-skinned people. So I thought that they brought in these light-skinned people.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Like, you're not black, but y'all
excuse you.
Black. I don't know.
I'm offended. No,
I didn't.
I'm not. But I can see your point there. But, yeah. Watch it for yourselves, listeners, and let us know what you think.
Okay, yeah, because I want to know. Because I thought the first one was funny. I started the
I'm interested for your opinion on the second one.
And then I like when he had the Morgan Freeman. So the one thing I did like on the second one, I like the Morgan Freeman part
intro,
better than on the first one because it was like Dave didn't think I would say yes to this. He had my check and I was like, come on, and he paying me to do this, and he's just sitting there and the voice playing. I don't know. I thought it was funny, but I gotta watch the other one.
Okay.
So I watched another show called Superior Donuts.
Oh God,
that shit was weird.
Why would? Okay.
Because I was looking for new comedies.
Fucking CBS. I told you stay your ass off CBS.
But guess what? I was with my mom.
I told you.
She's old, so she likes
CBS. Do it. See, I told you stay your ass off CBS.
But so far, okay, so for my picks, I gave y'all Outsiders last week. I had it again because I didn't think I gave it its due about what it was about. Mm-hmm. Now they got like this little fight club that one of the hill people, they call themselves hill people, not hillbillies.
Okay.
Other people call them hillbillies. And he's into this fight club, and that's how he's making money because their thing up in the hills is that they don't use money, they don't trade in it or anything. They do these wood birds or whatever, and they go down to the regular cities and they take stuff from the stores and they leave these wood birds, and nobody fucks with them about it. But he meets this black girl that he falls in love with. And she's down in the city.
I did see that on the Coming Attraction.
Yeah, so he gotta get some money. So he joins this fight club type of deal, and he makes money that way. I mean, really give that a check out. Dave Chappelle I put on, but you already saw that one, so we could discuss it. I'm gonna watch the second part, and I guess we'll discuss that again next week. Planet Earth is not finished. I think we got one more episode. I was watching that. I really love Planet Earth. I learned something new this week. I learned that there's actual dolphins that live in a river. Yeah. In Brazil. I never knew that. I never fucking knew that.
Really?
I was like, oh, what? So that one is still a pick. Real Housewives of New York is coming back. I think it's this. I saw the Coming Attraction.
Is this week? Because Potomac starts
tonight. No, is it
second? The second.
So next week,
April 2nd.
Oh, so Potomac and New York. So that's next week. All right. So what? That's my recommendation for next week. Just wait. Then my other one was an old favorite of mine, Jane the Virgin.
She's still a virgin?
I love Jane the Virgin.
She's still a virgin? She got a baby.
She is. Well, she had the baby. That was the whole point of the show. Because it's like
never
Jane.
Watched it from
oh my God. It's like Jane
1.
the Virgin, like Mary the Virgin. Because she went to the doctor and the doctor was having this crazy day, a bad day, and was all into the thing. So they just in the steroids. You know how you go to the GYN. Usually the nurses prep you, and then the doctor comes in, check your cooch, and they out. Yeah. And the doctor comes and inseminates her.
Oh shit!
Thinking that it was she was there for that, and she ends up getting inseminated by this. It was this rich guy's sperm, and so she has this baby, but she was a virgin.
Okay.
It's like a telenovela.
Yeah, I know. I knew that it was a telenovela. That
yes,
they brought.
I am here for. Jane
and they kept certain aspects of the telenovela.
Yes, and they do that voiceover and everything. And I wasn't watching it that much because I usually like to binge again because I'm getting my anxiety. I can't wait. But I was watching it this week. I'm like, oh, Jane, I miss you. So, Jane the Virgin, I guess, is my new pick this week. My other picks, I didn't realize they don't come on to next week. But so what? Give me a pass this week. Give me a pass.
You get ready. Getting you prepped.
So what are your picks for the week?
Well, we're running out of time, so we're not going to get to talk about it. But Into the Badlands, snatched my wig, my edges, and I don't know if I can go back to watching Iron Fist after episode 1. So it may be my pick for the rest of the fucking season because episode 1 was just so damn good.
Well, we can add Into the Badlands because I watched it. It's not what I thought it was.
Okay. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah,
we'll get into it next week.
I watched it and I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting and it's different.
If compared to season 1, season 2 in one episode wiped it off the map. Like it just came in guns blazing.
Do I need to watch season 1?
I don't think so, really. Okay. We'll talk about whether you got the gist of what's going happening on. And everything. Okay. So, yeah, Into the Badlands is going to be my pick. Okay. One of them. I didn't know you were going to go comedy route, but it's funny because I was going to recommend Gerard Carmichael's special on HBO, 8.
He's from that show.
I'm a fan of the Gerard Carmichael show. It's coming back this summer, but he did a stand-up special. Now, because our comedy style preferences are so different, I actually think you're going to hate this because his humor is very dry and he does just what I was saying where he just says things and he's like, it's on you to get the humor in it. Like, I'm not going to say no funny shit. I'm going to say some shit that might piss you off. If you laugh, you laugh. If you don't, then I just said some of your truth. And you just mad at that. Mm-hmm. And I like that style of comedy. It was awkward at first because he said some shit where I'm like, oh.
About what?
One thing in particular, he talks about having an abortion. And he says, people call being pro-choice, he said they should switch the titles around. Because, I'm pro-life. My life, a baby gonna fuck up my life. So I'm not about having no baby. So I'm not pro-choice. I'm pro you choosing not to have this baby.
Oh my God.
And he said, what was another line? He says, there's nothing more intimate and trusting than watching a woman you just had a one-night stand with take a Plan B pill. I was like, oh. And you just hear the women in the audience like, oh. And the guys is like, I'm not going to laugh.
I gotta see it. I don't know, because I like the Carmichael show.
And the opening is beautiful. I don't know who shot the opening, but it's just like all shadows and light and coming in and just the opening into it.
I'll watch it because I like the Carmichael show, but I don't like him
necessarily. Right.
I know the acting is bad. I don't think he does
It's coming back though, and they're going to be using the N-word uncensored this season.
Oh, I would like to hear that.
So I'm surprised at NBC allowing that. But
they like shit. It's the off season. Go ahead. Y'all niggas gonna have fun.
So that, and I'm still picking Last Man on Earth. I don't know if you had a chance to catch this comedy, but I watched it from Sunday and it was so fucking funny.
I forgot to watch
it. It's okay. I forgot to watch some of your picks, so we'll call it a draw.
On Earth. No, because I should be ashamed of myself. This is a 30-minute show, so it takes me literally 22 minutes I could watch this.
I think it's worth
while
the
I
chuckles.
get ready.
It's worth the chuckles. So those are my 3 picks. Into the Badlands is going to be priority though. That's going to get it tonight. So
yeah, I'm getting into the Badlands. Because I watched the first. I was like, oh, I really like this.
Oh, good. Okay, we're going to talk about it next week then.
Okay. So, let's tell the people where they can find us at. I'm on Twitter at JMOAbout.
Notorious FPG at Fat Pretty Girl on Twitter.
And we're trying to be active on Twitter, so follow us.
We live tweet some shows depending on what night you catch us.
Yes, and you could comment on the YouTube channel, and I think you can also comment on SoundCloud.
Okay. And we're on SoundCloud, YouTube, and iTunes.
iTunes and Google Play.
We
every damn where. So y'all gotta reach out to us. Let us know if there's any shows that we're not watching that you want us to watch, or anything. Your opinions. You could diss us. We don't care.
We take it all.
I don't know. We put out the show on Tuesday, so if you're gonna comment on a Thursday, can y'all please gas me up or say nice things about me? I start feeling bad around that time of the week. I would prefer that, but feel free to say whatever you want. So we're about to get out of here. The church bells are ringing. That means it's time to go. So we hope you have a good week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you follow us and everything, and subscribe and share it with your friends. So
have a good week.